And we'd like to thank all the sponsors of the summer concert series that went on this whole summer. And I'm sure most of you were at some of those. I certainly was. And a lot of businesses and individuals will give a little extras to support that, bring in some fun groups. So we appreciate everybody who pitched in on that and volunteers who helped. Appreciate the Nature Center here, and the Nature Center, of course, is celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. So this is kind of the final thing of that. So yes. So that's why we're here, and to play some music. So some bluegrass music. We don't hear what you're hearing, which might be a good thing. So.
Nice to have an extra jacket. Yes. I'm glad
They have peaches over there if you like peaches. Here's
As I went out for a chick little walk on that Wild Bill Jones. He walking and talking by my true lover's side, begged him to leave her alone. Now as fast around that long neck body, we'll all go on a spree. Today is the last of that Wild Bill Jones. Tomorrow be the death of me. He said my age, it is just 21, too old 40 beacon throw. I drew my revolver from my side, destroyed that poor boy's soul. Now it's pass around that long neck bottle, and we'll all go on a spree. Today is the last of that Wild Bill Jones. Tomorrow will be the death of me. They sent me to prison for 40 long years. This poor boy longs to be free. But Wild Bill Jones and that long neck bottle have been the ruin of me. Surround that long neck bottle, and we'll all go on a spree. Today's the last of that Wild Bill Jones. Tomorrow be the last of me. Now it's pass around that long neck bottle, and we'll all go on a spree. Today's the last of that Wild Bill Jones. Tomorrow be the death of me.
Yeah, thank you. It's bluegrass music. It sounds happy, but if you really listen to it, lots of times it really isn't all that happy, and sometimes not even all that uplifting or anything. But just listen to the music if that is an issue. Lots of the music comes from down in the Kentucky and Tennessee area, up in the mountains. And they write and sing songs about their way of life back then. Some of that involved the time-honored profession of moonshining, and this one's about that. I had some personal experience with that culture one time. I worked down in Kentucky for about a month, right in the middle of the hills, and it was great fun. They would occasionally bring a little jar in for a little payment, and it was kind of this off-yellow sort of thing. And I never quite had the courage to actually sip on it, but I did take some of it home, and the lawnmower ran all summer.
Can I ask you a question? So, if we get divorced, are we still cousins?
I believe that is the way it is now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We'd run tests on some of that yellow fluid there too sometimes. Well, they were looking at you. This is a tune kind of celebrating that moonshining culture a little bit, called Hot Corn, Cold Corn. 1, 2, 3. Well, hot corn, cold corn, bring along a beer jar. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a beer jar. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a beer jar. Fairly well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Well, upstairs, downstairs, over in the kitchen. Upstairs, downstairs, over in the kitchen. Upstairs, downstairs, over in the kitchen. See Uncle Bill, he's raring and a pitching. Yes, sir. Well, hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dinner jar. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dinner jar. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dinner jar. Fairly well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Let's hear that band. well, yonder come the preacher and the children are crying. Yonder come the preacher and the children are crying. Yonder come the preacher and the children are crying. Chickens are cackling and feathers are flying. Yes, sir. Well, hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dimmy john. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dimmy john. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dimmy john. Fairly well, like a bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. Play, Leo. Aunt Jenny, won't you fill him up again? Old Aunt Jenny, won't you fill him up again? Old Aunt Jenny, won't you fill him up again? Ain't had a drink since I don't know when. Yes, sir. Well, hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dimmy john. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dimmy john. Hot corn, cold corn, bring along a dimmy john. Fairly well, Uncle Bill, see you in the morning. Yes, sir. See you in the morning. Yes, sir. Bradley's going to come on have a few words here.
Well, thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate your patience as well. Just trying to figure out the best way to get everybody in here in a safe manner. And kudos to Riverbend staff for not only allowing us to use the golf cart, but Harry Brown's as well to allow us to use theirs. I want to take a minute and thank our sponsors tonight. The Southeastern Minnesota Arts Council has been instrumental in keeping this series going, as you've heard me repeat week after week, but it can't be stressed enough. Without their support, without the support of embracing live music and arts in Faribault and in southern Minnesota, it's just absolutely crucial to continue to offer this concert free of charge. Also want to take a moment to thank the Faribault Foundation, which has also been gracious enough to support the Park and Rec, and the City of Faribault, which budgets for this every year to make sure that you folks can come out and enjoy live music. As I noted earlier, everywhere else you would want to see music like this, you would have to pay an entry fee, and we will continue to fight to make sure this is free for you guys. So thanks again for your patience, for your understanding with the parking. And I'm going to turn it over to Executive Director Brianna Wheeler of Riverbend. Just an incredible asset to have here in Faribault. And if you're not a member, make sure to sign up. It's been a pleasure.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you to the city for having the band come out. Thank you, Longtime Dawn, for being here. So this year we're celebrating our 40th anniversary. This has been a year-long celebration. How many of you have been to Riverbend before? All right, awesome. How many of you are members of Riverbend? Yay! How many of you were members at another time? Awesome. Well, tonight you have an opportunity to help us continue to go into the next decades by re-upping your membership and renewing that so that we can continue to operate the programs and have the lovely trails and programs that we have here. So stop by and see Kathy. Kathy, I don't know if you can hear me over there, or Dave Lee over there, they're waving. And learn about some of our upcoming programs, renew your memberships, learn about volunteer opportunities, and other things that you can do out at the Nature Center. So thank you again.
Yep, nothing much better than coming out here on a day like this and just wandering through some of the trails and find some new ones that they put in every year and see what's going on in the building, see what they're planning in terms of nature things like prairie burns and that sort of thing. It's always something interesting, so take full advantage of it. It's a great thing to have in our community. All right, fiddle tune time.
That's Faribault's own. Dr. Mike on the fiddle.
I tell people now, since I'm retired, my advice is free and it's worth every penny.
So we're going to sing a little tune for you that I wrote quite a few years ago. I lost count of how many, maybe 25. We played this song for about 4, 5, 6 years in the band before Barry realized, Barry's our banjo player, before he realized that it was an original. He always thought it was a standard. It just kind of sounds that typical. So, before we play it though, we'll let him finish tuning. Because we're that good. Because he's that good. Okay, let's play some Ready.
Swing it thing. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I put off doing what I had to do. I never did want to say goodbye to you, but I'm ready. Ready to move on. I cried all the tears I'm gonna cry. Tired of feeling like I wanna die. I'm ready. Ready to move on. From the moment I met you, I knew you'd break my heart, but I could not forget you until I played my part. I cried all the tears I'm gonna cry. I'm not looking back, I'm just saying goodbye. I'm ready, ready to move on. Loving you is way over my head. I might learn to like myself instead. I'm ready, ready to move on. I worried and I fretted way too long. Finally gonna finish with words this song. I'm ready, ready to move on. From the moment I met you, I knew you were the one, but I could not forget you until the fun was done. I cried all the tears I'm gonna cry. I'm not looking back, I'm just saying goodbye. I'm ready, ready to move on. Nice. I cried all the tears I'm gonna cry. I'm not looking back, I'm just saying goodbye. I'm ready, ready to move on. Ready to move on. Ready to move on. Thank you so very much.
All right, well, a lot of bluegrass stuff is kind of fast, some of it's kind of swingy like that, and then some of this is kind of old-timey too. This is a really old tune, I believe, isn't it? Not Ben, because you would know.
Yeah, I learned this at my daddy's knee and other low joints. And I don't know if you've been watching the news recently, but there's been a lot about the very early recordings of country music way back when, Bristol, Tennessee, or Virginia. Yeah. And the Carter family were mentioned, and Jimmy Rogers, but yeah, this was on those big CDs. Yeah. But another one of those guys was Charlie Poole and the North Carolina Ramblers, and he wrote this one, and it's kind of a version of Frankie and Johnny, but with a great chorus. So if you pick it up, join in. Frank and Johnny were sweethearts. They had a quarrel one day. Johnny said she'd leave him, said she was going away to Rome, never coming home. Well, Frank, she begged and she pleaded, said to Johnny, please stay. I done you wrong, but please don't go away. Johnny sighed and Frankie cried. I'm going away, I'm going to stay, never coming home. You're gonna miss me, honey, and the day to come. When the wind begins to blow, ground's covered up with snow, think of me, wish me back your loving man. You're gonna miss me, honey, in the days they say to come. Frankie said to her Johnny, say, man, your powder's come. Beats that silk kimono, she drew a 44 gun. These love affairs are hard to bear. Well, Johnny's clear down stairway said to Frankie, don't shoot. Frank took aim with a 44 5 times with a root 2-2. Johnny's bell. Stay, never coming home. You're gonna miss me, honey, if the day to come. When the winter wind begins to blow, ground's covered up with snow, think of me, wish me back your loving man. You're gonna miss me, honey, if the days they say to come. Rubber-tied horses, get your rubber-tied hat. Carry Johnny to the graveyard, I shot him in the back with a great big gun. When he tried to run, fetch 1,000 policemen, locked him right away. Lock me in that dungeon cell, throw the key away. Oh, Johnny's dead. 'Cause he said, I'm going away, I'm gonna stay, never coming home. Gonna miss me, honey, and daddy, come away, the wind blow, ground's covered up with snow, think of me, wish me back your loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, and daddy, when you say it's to come.
It's Mr. Ben Manning there, from the originally from the metropolis of Liverpool, England, actually. He still hasn't recovered from the pollution there. I think that's why he moved here in the first place.
Growing up, you never had those peanut allergies or anything? Like Anthony, and we just thought kids moved away, but there was a lot of unexplained deaths. You know anything about that? I know nothing.
This is a tune, kind of a harbinger of what's to come in the next couple months here, called Cold Frosty Morning. Me and Barry are going to start this one off. The Cold Frosty Morning. Hope it takes a while to get there, though. This weather, when it changes, gets cooler and a little windier, the strings just kind of all stretch and move around all over the place. And so appreciate your tolerance for the momentary tunings here. Believe me, your ears will be better off for it. We got some little lights going on here. So maybe it'll be more impressive as it gets darker. All right, is this a Bill Monroe tune? Bill Monroe tune, On My Way Back to the Old Home.
Back in the days of my childhood, in the evening when everything was still, I used to sit and listen to Fox Island with my daddy in the old Kentucky deal. I'm on my way back to the old home. There were ones on up the hill, but there's no light in the window that shines on the road where I live. Soon my child days are over. I had to leave my old home, or mother and dad are called to heaven. I'm left in this world all alone. I'm on my way back to the old home. That road runs on up the hill, but there's no light in the window that shines on the road where I live. High in the hills of old Kentucky stands a fine spot in my memory. I'm on my way back to the home. That light in the window I long to see. I'm on my way back to the home. The road winds on up the hill, but there's no light in the window that shines on the road where I live. I'm on my way back to the old home. Runs on up the hill, but there's no light in the window that shines on the road where I live.
There's several tunes in the bluegrass repertoire that almost everybody's heard somewhere or other. This is one of them.
What is a good one?
movie by the Coen brothers about 10 years ago.
Weren't you just listening to that? Isn't that what
But this is Oh Brother Where Art Thou, one of the goofiest movies ever made, and funny too. It's always worth another look at it. This is the main song from it that George Clooney got famous for.
In constant sorrow through my days, I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. I'm on my way back to Kentucky, state where I was born and raised, state where he was born and raised. Oh, 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. Oh, in this world I'm bound to ramble. I have no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help him now. You can bury me in some deep valley for many years where I may lay. Then you may learn to love another while I'm sleeping in my grave, while he is sleeping in his grave. When your golden hair has turned to silver, the master calls your soul again, where we can be free from all our trouble. I'll meet you there at journey's end. He'll meet you there at journey's end.
Thank you. That's Leo Rosenstein singing a soulful tune there. He's from the deep south, South Dakota, that is. We're going to feature our friend Barry St. Main over here on the banjo. Barry's a member of the Minnesota Rock Country Music Hall of Fame, and he's been voted best banjo player in Minnesota several times. I think the ballot box was stuffed a little bit, maybe, but it's okay. But yeah, there was a little hacking going on in there. Play us a great banjo tune there, Barry. That was a Shenandoah breakdown. We're going to do a little musical instrument switching around here. And this is a tune that Katrin Conlon here wrote again. She's probably the most prolific writer of the group. Usually in some bluegrass bands, the only person who can write is the one who's the most prolific writer.
Barry can write. Yep. This is a song we dedicate always to this guy we used to play a lot with named Jeff Cannell. He was a fiddle player and a mandolin player and a bluegrass jamming fanatic. And we lost him quite a few years ago to cancer, but we always figured out that he really loved the Grateful Dead. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead was a great bluegrass player. So he was a banjo player. And he was a banjo player before he was a rock and roll player. So I can just picture this jam session. He picked down the fiddle, loosened up the bow, closed up the case and said, "It's time to go. You left too early, you wished you could stay. You never asked why, you never complained. And if there is a heaven
It's a hell of a jam. There are no lonesome fiddles in that angel band. The sun is always shining where the green pastures grow. Jamming with Jerry Garcia and Bill Monroe. Jamming with Jerry Garcia and Bill Monroe. Life is a journey with a beginning and an end. A race you're running, but you don't expect to win. The way I reckon, you were the first to the finish line. So save us a place when you get to the other side. And if there is heaven, it's a hell of a jam. There are no lonesome fiddles in that angel band. The sun is always shining where the green pastures grow. Jamming with Jerry Garcia and Bill Monroe. Jamming with Jerry Garcia and Bill Monroe. It's hard to lose a friend, but that's the price we pay for living longer than the ones we love. I still think about you almost every day. I like to imagine you somewhere above, where there is heaven and a hell of a jam. There are no lonesome fiddles in that angel band. The sun is always shining where the green pastures grow. Jamming with Jerry Garcia and Bill Monroe. Jamming with Jerry Garcia and Bill Monroe.
Captain Conlon, who writes the songs, plays the bass, and plays the guitar once in a while. And might pull out something a little bit later, too. The other person we haven't introduced is Mark Kreitzer. Mark is back here on the bass fiddle at the present time, but he'll play dobro, that's that flat thing there, guitar, mandolin, fiddle. He also plays accordion, piano, and a bunch of other things too.
Sorry, this is a little complicated while we do the choreography carefully planned, rehearsed. Okay.
And so make Mark welcome tonight too. Yeah.
What are we going to do? Who wrote this one, Leo? Oh, Bella Reed. Okay. Bella Reed. Song from way up in the mountains. Here we go. Ready? Over yonder in the graveyard, where the wild wildflowers grow, there lay this was the girl I did win. I left her there back in the mountains to see the world riches again. When I returned, no earthly treasures to ease this heart so full of pain. She got so high up on that mountain, beneath that little mountain glade. Girl that I returned to marry, so still among the flowers lay. I'll go hey and I will wander. I'll lay aside my earthly gain, and I'll not even be the man with the riches. Undone in sorrow I'll remain. Undone in sorrow I'll remain.
Mark Kreitzer has a song to sing a song. Time for a Mark song. Time for a Mark song.
We'll have Mark sing you a song here. Really old song, pretty little love song. And he does a wonderful job on it. He's written a bunch of tunes also. We may get to some of those later too, but this is called Good Woman's Love.
I was a rover, landing on sea, till a good woman's love made a good man of me. Life had no meaning, it was so incomplete, till a good woman's love put me back on my feet. Now instead of roaming, I go home in the evening, and she's waiting there. And I know that no matter what happens, she'll always care. And when the night falls and the moon shines above, I'm a man with a dream and a good woman's love. Leo's got a good woman.
tell you about his good woman now. Now instead of roaming, I go home in the evening, and she's waiting there. And I know that no matter what happens, she'll always care. And when the night falls and the moon shines above, I'm a man with a dream and a good woman's love. I'm a man with a dream and a good woman's love.
All right. There's our waltz for the night, too. This tune's by the well-known and charismatic and somewhat goofy John Hartford, who
All right.
we got a
We got a
fan.
fan. Yay. It only takes one.
He's charismatic and kind of goofy too. John Hartford was really unique. He did a lot of solo things. He'd play the fiddle and he'd dance at the same time. He'd bring a piece of plywood and clog on it while he was playing the fiddle and banjo, and wrote a lot of great tunes, and actually spent a lot of time on the Mississippi River. He was actually a riverboat captain for a while, driving those, and our friend Ivan Willock grew up on that river and actually crossed paths with him a few times in the old days, and he has some great stories. But this is a tune, one of his more well-known tunes, called The Steam-Powered Aeroplane.
Steam-powered aeroplane. I went and I stayed and I dang near and come back again. I didn't go very fast on a steam-powered aeroplane. Oh, the wheels went around and up and down and back again. Sitting on a 747 just watching the clouds roll by. Can't tell if it's sunshine or it's rain. I'd rather be sitting on a deck chair high up over Kansas City on a genuine, authentic, old-fashioned steam-powered aeroplane. I was a pilot on a steam-powered aeroplane. I'd pull that pilot wheel all around and then back again. And I'd wear a blue hat on a steam-powered aeroplane with letters written all the way around the brim and then back again. Sitting on a 747 just watching the clouds roll by. You can't tell if it's sunshine or it's rain. I'd rather be sitting on a deck chair high up over Kansas City on a genuine, authentic, old-fashioned steam-powered aeroplane.
John Hartford, too.
You know what's so nice about this, besides it being like the nicest day of summer I've had all year? There's not I haven't seen any mosquitoes. Well, all right, I might have seen one, but none of them have bitten me. It's the perfect night.
Never over till it's over.
There is one, there may be some, but they've been extremely kind to us.
But, you know, since it's going to get colder pretty soon, we'll just hang out here and enjoy this as long as we got it.
Okay, we're ready for another Mark tune, whatever it may be. Okay, Mark left.
He's getting a jacket.
Let's play show.
Yes, so we're going to do another well-known fiddle tune here, a waltz. And this is one that Katrin wanted to play because, Ben, tell us a story about what is. Tell us a story about why Katrin wants to play this.
Oh, this Kat's dad died in like 2009, but this was his favorite tune, and this would be his 99th birthday today. So we're going to play it for his birthday.
And it's his fiddle, and Katrin had never played it before, and as I'm told, her mother gave her the fiddle and asked her to learn this tune and play it at the memorial service, like in 6 weeks. So
I learned a lot in 6 weeks. I've learned a little since then, but not much.
and she's going to do a mini recording of this for her mom.
We could do a selfie, I guess. I don't know. I was hoping somebody was going to come up here and help me with this camera.
We don't know anything about electronics. But here you have a volunteer. All right.
Okay.
2 volunteers. All right.
Oh, you're going to do it.
All right.
Okay.
We recruit a young person.
Here we go. Okay, we got someone.
All right.
So we're going to videotape this for my mom. She lives in Hilton Head, South Carolina. We're going to go down and visit her in a few weeks. And like I said,
all right.
the whole band, we're putting them all in the RV and driving down there in October.
Road trip.
So, so my dad played this fiddle. He got it from his sister. She got it when it was brand spanking new in about 1925 or 30. And it's been in the family ever since, but I'm the first person who ever learned how to play it. So, fortunately, it was never made into a clock.
think you'll recognize this tune. It's called the Ashokan Farewell.
Okay. You're going to start. Yeah, but you're gonna hold.
1, 2, 3, 1. Gets a million hits on YouTube. You were here in person to see it first. And give credit to Brad for wearing all the hats today here too.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for chipping in on a song for Dix Conlon.
It's in key. Let's do the mark.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a Mark Kreitzer original.
Actually, they were teasing me about being the songwriter of the band, but Mark Kreitzer here is going to play us one. And he's an extremely prolific and well-recorded and well-regarded songwriter. So we're super, super lucky he's playing with us. And he's going to do you one of his fabulous originals now. But first, he'll explain it.
One, two, three.
Be a table for one. I'm gonna wait for the sun. I got no reason to go. I got no wild oats to sow. My baby left me and gone. I'm gonna sit at this table just as long as I'm able. Don't tell me I gotta go, can't be alone anymore. Give me a table for one. That's me and Leo Rosenstein. got no lock on the door. I don't go home anymore. It's all so empty and bare, it makes me crazy, I swear, without the one I adore. Nobody calls on the phone. I could have changed if I'd known, but now she's broken my dreams. My life is over, it seems. Give me a table for one. I tried to find an excuse, but I know it's no use. She saw me just as I am. I did the best that I can, but now my dreaming is done. So find a seat to one side, and in the shadows I'll hide. I'll just sit there and cry and watch the strangers pass by at my table for one.
Couple more tunes here. And once again, we really appreciate being out here, and thank the Nature Center folks for hosting, and thanks the city for sponsoring, and thank you all for coming, and I hope that concert series keeps going next year too.
I like them. Pretty cool. Many colors.
Here's a kind of a swampy old-time tune.
the tombstone. I promise you before you die, our love will bloom forever, darling. When we rest side by side, Lord, send the angels for my darling and take her to that home of mine. I'll wait my life out here on earth, love, and come to you when I die.
All right. Well, the old clock on the wrist says it's time to do one more tune. Then head home. Everybody take a nice, quiet couple breaths, take a good night's sleep, and get up and do it again in the morning. Thank you so much for coming out, and for everybody who helped out here. And we're going to end it up with a great old tune about a train. Just run down along the eastern seaboard of the United States. A train went down through the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, passed by a bunch of citrus groves, and it was always on time. As folks called it, the Orange Blossom Special. Well, look yonder coming. Coming down the railroad track. Look yonder coming. Coming down the railroad track. Oh, it's that Orange Blossom Special. give a big hand one more time for Ben Manning down there on the guitar. Leo Rosenstein over on the mandolin and singing along. Mark Kreitzer playing the guitar and everything else and singing those fine songs. Catherine Conlon on the bass and the guitar and singing. Barry St. Main over on the band. And you know who I am. It's great to be here. We are a long time gone. If that's too hard to remember, just call us the Goners. And we're glad to be here. Catch us sometime when we're back in the area again. And we'll finish this off here. Everybody drive safe.